Good evening, and welcome back to the Transylvania Chronicles here on Dork. I can't keep that up. Hey guys, welcome. Transylvania Chronicles has returned after being in torpor for a lengthy period of time. We are finally back. I'm excited to be back. Hi everybody, I'm your storyteller. My name's Kelly, I use he and him, and we are in a brand new year with same old vamps. It is time for us to return to game and maybe snag a holy grail. Now for some of you who are joining us, you have maybe just finished the last episode, like, in the last 24 hours. Maybe you're even binging this at a later date. But these players have not played a game since Halloween, and it is now February. So there may be a couple of stumbles. We may forget a couple things. I'll do a bit of a recap in a minute. But best of luck and best of love to all of them and to you viewers as well. But before we begin, why don't we go ahead and meet who's playing tonight? Let's go around in a big circle, starting with the one, the only, the Voivode. Robin. Voivode. Robin.
Void. Hello, I'm Robin. Hello, I'm Robin. I use she, her pronouns, and tonight I'm very happy to be back in the skin of Tereza Dinescu. I was going to say Voivode, but yes, she's Voivode, the Missy of the group, who currently is using she, her pronouns.
Beautiful. Next to you, we have another beautiful one in the indomitable Chris.
Hello. Indomitable. I'm like the abominable snowman. Hi, I'm Chris. I go by Diggy Blogg in the chat and on the Discord. Really happy to be here. I use he, him, or they, them pronouns. Really excited to be here, actually. It's been too long. I'm going to try and maintain my giddiness because this character tonight I am playing Rainald von Eggenberg, the La Sombra ex-priest. I think I've been excommunicated from the church. It's terrible. Yeah. It's truly terrible.
Did that happen off screen? Do we?
Yeah, that happened off screen.
Do we know why?
That was during downtime.
That'll be a good RP moment to reveal how you think that went down.
I actually put that all into the background thing that we have in our report, like what I think or suggested happened, but nothing's been confirmed, so we'll see what goes on.
Perfect. Down beneath you, I've got my eye on Kal, and it's on his forehead.
And I've got at least one eye on Tereza, that scamp. Who knows what she'll get up to? Or actually, last time I was getting up to something, and
you're always getting
me. Hello. The thing I'm up to is playing Bastien. My name is Kal. We both use he, him pronouns, and he's a little. I don't want to. He's just a little guy. A little salubri guy. Part of his path is discovering why he's a little salubri guy.
Aww.
What's going on? What are we here for?
What are we here for? Isn't that the eternal question?
Looking for a sword to jump on.
I mean, that'll do it. Speaking of things to jump on, but probably to devour them, it's Jen.
Hey, I'm Jen. I use she, her pronouns, and I play Alëna, our friendly neighborhood gangrel with claws.
Beautiful. So, Jen, you are broadcasting remotely from a safe house, from a safe haven that you have stolen from an elder, because of, once again, you've had a house flood. So, folks, if you want to do a favor, everybody go listen to Jen's podcast 1,000,000 times so that she gets more ad revenue, and it can help pay for her move, okay?
I also have a tip jar.
You also have a tip jar. So go throw some money over at Jen at Paradox and Mage the Ascension podcast. I'm on it sometimes. Don't let that hold you back. You can skip those episodes.
It's true, they're longer. We do tend to talk a lot.
I don't shut up. So speaking of not shutting up, I'm not going to shut up about our sponsor tonight, Bookwyrm Games. Folks, if you like dice and you're at a role-playing channel, why would you not like dice? Go to Bookwyrm Games. They're a small Canadian retailer in the Vancouver area that has supported us for 2 years. That's almost like 4 episodes of Vampire at this rate. But they're a fantastic sponsor. They are absolutely addicted to World of Darkness content. At least their head Michael is. I mean, he's the head of Bookwyrm Games. He's not like I guess he is their number one Michael as well, but you get my idea. He is a huge fan of the World of Darkness.
I'm just picturing Bookwyrm Games as they're a Hydra, and so he's the head Michael of the Hydra.
Oh, the Michael head.
The original
Michael head.
Hydra head.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Let's pass that. Send him a message about that. I think he'd like that. But anyway, they're a fantastic little group, and especially today when Canada is having a bit of trouble because of certain international politic issues. It'd be great to support a local business, to support a small business, and to use some of the big mighty non-Canadian dollar to bring money to people who really deserve it. Not only that, but you'll save 15% if you use code DorkTales, and that will tell them that we sent you there. If you spend 100 Canadian or more, which is like, I think it's like 69 US right now. Nice. You'll get free
12 US?
It's like 12 US. Yeah, it's getting bad. That'll give you free worldwide shipping. So it doesn't matter if you are in the Transylvanian, like the Transylvanian mountain region, if you are in Bucharest, if you are in New York City, you will receive your dice brought to you by the Dragon. Or kobolds. But Bookwyrm Games is a fantastic sponsor. Also, right now, they have a special Pintopia and Plushie event. They're doing over on Backer Kit. Their Fae Friends collection, where you can get a number of famous D&D creatures that even if you play World of Darkness games, who doesn't love a flump? Everybody loves a flump. Even Kane loves a flump. Go check it out. It's going to be fantastic when they finally get to us, including the Meow Moth, a 1 part cat, 1 part moth, 100% Zamisi creation that you can go pick up. It's pretty fantastic. The link is going to be in Twitch or down below if you're watching on YouTube. Thank you so much to Bookwyrm Games for sponsoring us. Now, let's jump in and talk about what is happening in this game, because it has been a little while since we have played. So, last time on the Transylvania Chronicles, as best as I can tell, you were traveling to the Tremere Chantry at Sioris. However, as you were doing so, the weather was turning ever worse. The climate was growing more mercurial. Okay. Mood. But as you were traveling through the horrendous Transylvanian Alps, you were finding that the roads were being washed away by constant rain. Every night was a struggle to find shelter. Every day was a slog that you were dragged through inside of your wagons. And then, one night, at the end of it, as you were nearing Sioris within a few 100 miles, one of your horses gave up and died on the spot. As it did, you found yourselves near enough to a small village of Alstitz. I don't know if that's how it's pronounced, but that's what we're going with. A small village. There was an inn close by that depicted a leaping stag. The inside of it was cozy with a warm fire, but also several figures in tabards emblazoned with the symbol of the now fallen Teutonic Order. Although they didn't seem threatening at your approach, they did seem nervous and watchful, and were moving in such a manner into a back room that it appeared that they were working shifts of some kind. Now, the reason that you were going to Sioris was that you were accompanying Goratrix, the traitorous vampire that was meant to be returned to the Council of Seven for judgment, and was having been returned at the request of Micah Vikos, your sire, Tereza. Now, as you were there, you had a bit of a run-in with some local minor nobility that were slumming down in the tavern. you had some fun with them. And after Alëna revealed something horrendous about Tereza's grandchild, the real blood one, not the vampiric type, she made an example out of him in her rented room, killing him for his crimes in front of his own parents, who still served her dutifully. Afterward, you cleaned up, and the rest of your ghouls and the rest of your servants were very happy to be staying inside of a place with warmth for a change. And getting so close to your destination, a lot of you thought that this would be a comfortable gift to them for their hard work. However, it was as you enjoyed a bit of downtime that Goratrix came to you and spoke. And I think we're going to pick up with that. Goratrix, even in his current wretched state, is a handsome and powerful man. Normally composed, he approaches you. There is a boyish excitement. He smiles at you and speaks with a giddiness. I know what those men are guarding, and it is worth our lives to attain it. You've surely heard tales of the fabulous treasure of the Knights Templar, yes? It disappeared from their Paris preceptory when they were recently arrested in France. Some of the Templars escaped, however, and these must be they. Help me to get this treasure, and we may gain the greatest power the world has yet seen. For what is it worth to you to remain immortal yet be unable to walk in sunlight without fear of annihilation? How would you like the power to command nations and lay waste to your enemies? Help me, I beg of you, and you will not regret it.
Well, we can't
Perhaps this is-
possibly leave it in the hands of those men.
Yes. These men, these knights, they have something beyond their grasp. Something not meant for mere mortals. Join me, please, if you must return me to Seoris. Let us do this first. Help me. Help me to reclaim the cup of Christ.
Perhaps this
Well-
will help you with your predicament.
Well, I'm sold.
I'm in for a little fun.
Good.
What makes you so sure that they're guarding such a precious thing in the open like this?
Well, they're not. They're guarding it in a back room, and they have no choice. The fires of Paris have burned them out. They have to go somewhere. And so they're set to deliver this to probably a safe location. It seems that the weather was advantageous for us as well, because it has brought us and they here. They can only travel on the same roads as we. And as he's saying this, a quick reminder that so he's in the main common area speaking to you, because it's coming back to me as well, guys. I thought it was there, but I was like, oh, the book says he takes you into a side room, but I guess that didn't happen. Okay, cool. He whispers this to you across a table. Softly. Speaking in an old dialect of Romanian that all of you understand quite well. but would obscure some of his words from those who would listen in. Please.
What do you suggest? Just go and just casually.
Well,
Still an incredibly historic religious artifact that is being well guarded.
You are very capable, are you not?
Oh, but where's the fun in that? I'm sure we could just smash in there and cause a big scene and do that, but why don't we make this a little bit more fun and entertaining? Let's try and do it quietly.
yeah.
See if we can.
They might not even notice that it's gone at first.
It's true. And I have a feeling that either Bastien or Alëna will easily be able to make their way in there.
I don't know
Well,
if he'll
Yona
be mentioning me. Yeah, he won't be mentioning me by name.
Oh, fair.
I've never met this person in person, like
That's fair.
in person.
So,
I've always been a crow.
that's true.
He does have knowledge from Bastien's blood, but he's never seen me around.
Okay, good point. I have no reason to believe that Bastien or the other one even you, Tereza, Rainald, would have no problem getting in with your own talents. And fear not. Such a holy relic would be most dangerous, but I know a series of rituals that can contain its power. So what say you?
Well, if we know which men are involved in the would be on the next guard duty, I could take his place.
I've been watching for a little over an hour now, and they've changed shifts twice.
That often.
It seems to be roughly, I would imagine, if we wait for 40 more minutes, there should be another shift. I think they're changing on the hour. If you watch, they're keeping a very interested eye on the notched candle. He flicks his eyes over toward, you see one of the timekeeping devices in the room, a notched candle, next to the bar.
Is that the only one in the room?
There are several of them in the room, actually. Looking at them, it looks like... So I would say that there are quite a few out here. If you spend some time just waiting and observing, you could probably get a quick count of how many there are here.
Okay. But I mean the notched candle for timekeeping.
Oh, there are a few of those throughout the room.
Okay.
So the way that those work generally, in my recollection, is that a lot of these candles, the candles are notched, and they, at the notch point, they have something like a pin put in them, so that when it melts to a certain degree, the pin falls out onto a metal dish, making a little ting noise. Because people were way smarter than we give them credit for back in the medieval era. But there are a few throughout the place that are roughly timed around the same time.
That's cool. I didn't know about that, but it seems so obvious now that you describe it.
Yeah, and when we get to the Victorian age in this campaign, you get to professional wake-uppers. Window knockers. People you'd pay to come by and bang on your window every morning at a specific time.
Hey, I used to do that when I worked at a hotel.
Yeah. But this time you'd be out in the street banging on Scrooge McDuck's window.
Does it pay well?
I mean, it's the Victorian era, nothing pays well unless you own something. Yeah. But by that point, but if you're a vampire in the Victorian era that got there from the 1300s and you don't own property, you're doing this to yourself.
You're doing everything wrong.
You're doing everything wrong.
Or it's on purpose.
Mm-hmm. So what say you?
I don't see the point of risking. Everyone in this town is on guard for strangers. We would be hunted down in an instant.
Well,
Also, I don't see any intrigue in giving you more power. Got it, tricks.
don't think of it like giving him more power. Think of it like giving all of us more power.
You would find that I am very socially minded, Lady Dinescu. I would be more than happy to share the spoils.
With Auspex and knowing Alëna Crow, it's no secret, at least to her closer friends, that Alëna's here or there, correct? She
Yes.
just doesn't want to interact.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So I think the plan is to disguise myself as the next guard and walk right in. Unless anyone objects, of course.
You don't have my objection.
And we can worry about the fallout and all that, if that even happens. I do understand not wanting to be run out of town, Tereza.
Well, discuss it among yourselves. I think you would be foolish to turn down such power and to leave it in the hands of those who are unworthy. But let it never be said that Gortrix does not believe in free will. Make your choice. I'll be happy to aid you, and to aid myself from this punishment.
Are
Good
you
point.
Are you able to conjure up illusions or any such things? By chance?
I am not a conjurer of cheap tricks. I am a wizard. A magi.
Well, I'm a conjurer of cheap tricks,
Thief.
so
But hey, who's counting?
let's do it.
Oh, I was just merely thinking that if we're worried about being chased out of the town, perhaps we could replace it with a fake.
Well, funny that you mention illusions. We so happen to have kept alive somebody that many of you protested to you know, keeping her among us.
Oh yes, our emergency snack, I believe.
My emergency snack.
Funny that that emergency snack is a conjurer of illusions. Perhaps there was a reason I stood up for her existence, and this is it. And I could easily pull a switcheroo and temporarily, I believe, could present a fake. Nobody running after us, no pitchforks and torches.
Well, if we're going to do this, let's do this smart. I can procure a distraction with probably Alëna. Tereza would not say her name out loud in front of Gordrix. It's been a while. But Tereza would not. With the help. Some rabid wolves could be set to town.
What are these wild wolves doing in the tavern? Ah!
I meant outside to draw
Oh.
more people out. So less
Something-
eyes of the sneaking and slipping.
Perhaps something less, obvious. A rampaging horse or a few pigs getting free.
I could
Would that
probably do
make the
pigs
guards?
better.
Would that make the guards in here leave? All right,
but-
everyone in favor of impaling our Ravnos friend and her and I stealing it low key? No? Hands up? One.
I
I do
don't
not want
believe-
you to unimpale her.
My votes
I-
count as 1.5, by the way.
I don't think that we need to rely on somebody who probably has it out for us. I think it's a very poor idea to unstake or even leave them alive in the first place. If we leave an enemy awake behind us, surely they will come for us just as we would come for them.
Oh, you gotta get out more, Rainald. You're not that cool that everyone wants to kill you.
No, but surely they would want to kill us for what we've done to them.
Give it a couple decades, they'll get over it.
Will they, though? Our kind tend to hold grudges for a very, very long time.
Centuries. Passed down through generations. Tereza glares at Gordrix.
Personally, I would like to see what you're capable of, Bastien. I think you could do this all on your own.
I probably can do it all on my own.
Prove it then.
Okie doke. I'm going to go and look for whoever the guards are
Before,
and see where their room
before
is.
we start this, I drink from the cup before you, Gordrix.
Of course, my lady. Ladies first.
As when Bastien kind of goes away, and I hope is out of earshot, I want to just quietly write or no, I can't do that quickly. Just kind of mention to Lady Tereza. Now might be a good time for that snack.
I was thinking the same.
All right, so Bastien. Waiting a few more minutes, you can see that the Templars get up and shift places. The pin tings down, and the Templars move, stepping into the back room, being replaced by another pair that sit and take their place in the common room. Do you follow them?
I will. I'll try to move unseen.
Okay. You activate Obfuscate.
Yes.
So, using your Obfuscate, you make me sneeze.
You
What a
sneeze
pow-
and the plan is ruined.
Yep. Odd. Just mage things. Paradox, but you sneeze. The rain is coming down overhead, blanketing a bit of noise. And you have... What level of Obfuscate do you have? Remind me again? 3? So you can easily hide yourself. And then trail them. You make your way down the back hallway. And sure enough, keeping an eye open. Now I have to ask you an important question, Bastien. How high can you count? Well, there's almost 2 of those worth, 2 sets of those, I should say, worth of Templars here, between the back room.
Holy, really?
Yes. Almost
Oh, fuck.
4 hands worth. Closer to 3 than 4. But
I like
as
the
you...
idea of counting by, like, putting a finger over the people you see.
Yeah. You're like, all right, 1, 2.
This many.
Of course. Going into the back room. Trailing them inside. Can I please get a dexterity and larceny or dexterity and athletics check?
What's larceny in this game? Ledger domain?
Yeah, ledger domain.
I also hate that on like the M20 sheets, larceny just doesn't exist, and I'm like, but my larceny.
But my larceny.
I need
How do I
it.
be larcenous?
Needs it.
I needs it.
Is this my highest pool?
I love that they changed the
performance
stats in
as well.
every version of the game too, so that when you're running the game live, I always have to just go, I hope this game exists, or I hope this thing exists.
Right.
Oh, and the difficulty?
The
Look at me
difficulty for
remembering how to
this, difficulty for this is going to be 7 because you're trying to go lockstep with them.
Oh, right. And does the nimble
Yes, nimble will apply.
trait?
So if you have 10s, they reroll.
Okay, so 1. Oh, please. 2 10s and... Or... Ooh, a 9. 3. Not fabulous.
3 successes is a flawless success, though. So, following in step with them, you're going to be able to swing your body through the door before they close it. And you'll find yourself in a back room. This room is set up for about 4 individuals to sleep. It's tucked away under the stairs, behind the bar. Easily fortifiable, with only a single window. And here you will see that there are 6 Templars, 4 of them resting, and 2 that just came in, sitting next to a large chest. It appears to be the only thing in the room. Well, the only thing that they're guarding, at least. The two Templars sit reverently around this trunk and keep their eyes peeled for anyone coming toward the single window in the room or noises coming from the door. What do you do, Bastien?
The door's closed now?
They will close the door behind them and will put a chair next to the lock, or next to the handle.
Oh, they prop a door.
Yeah.
Like they prop the door with a chair?
Closed. Basically the door under the door handle type of thing.
They've jammed it.
They jammed it, thank you.
Wait a moment to see if they strike up conversation or play cards or...
They do not.
They're diligent. Do
They're
they don't
very-
even strike up a convo between each
No.
other?
They do not.
Ooh, perfect. I'm going to activate Obfuscate 1, which is like the creates kind of like an area of silence.
Yep.
It allows sounds in, from what it looks like, but not sounds out.
Interesting.
Something to
So it's not just a perfect sphere of silence.
Let me double check that because this might be very important.
It might.
Get out of here. Quietus? Quietus? I always forget. Quietus, right?
Quietus.
Quietus.
Is it Quietus?
It's quietus.
I was told it was Quietus. I don't know if
It's
that's accurate.
coitus. Guys,
It's not
coitus.
It's coitus. Oh yes, the
Guys,
Banu
come on.
Hakim's signature discipline is coitus.
Yeah.
I
I
really
mean, kind
I
of.
would.
I mean, it makes about as much sense as the rest of the discipline.
The vampiric
true.
Kama Sutra. Great.
Someone had to invent
You're-
it.
I'd expect
The
there would be
silence
more
of-
of them.
You'd think it would be the Toreador who would invent it, though, or
Yeah, that's
you know,
fair. That's
Yeah.
fair.
or even the Tzimitzi because of flexibility. Not the
Proportion.
Banu Hakim.
So,
All right, so I have the silence of death here.
Okay,
no
so
sound
yes.
incurs inside the zone. Those sounds originating outside the area of effect may be heard by anyone in it.
and if you spend 2 points of vitae or 2 points of blood in it, and then 5 turns in concentration, the bubble of silence stays here, even if you leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can only have one of those
Brutal.
up at a time.
Only one zone.
You can only be in the zone once, you know?
All right, so with that active... Oh, come on, you can do this. A little gift of sleep to my two. They fell asleep on the job. But before I do anything foolish like that, I do want to look around to make sure that, there's not like 17 different boxes there.
Nope, just a single trunk.
The single trunk. Does it look like it has a big lock?
It does have a large lock, actually.
How heavy is a trunk we looking at? Like
What's your
200
strength?
pounds?
Well, it's a big trunk. Think of like a treasure chest sized trunk. Like it is like a steamer
Pretty fucking
trunk.
heavy.
So if it's full of gold and like has like a dozen cups of Christ in it, you're looking at it's definitely a leg day for you.
Not with 2 strength. 2 strength, that's you pick up that side, I'll grab this side kind of trunk.
Do you have a lockpick?
Do you have blood?
I have metal tools and blood
That's true.
and vitae. No specifically like crafted lockpick. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's first use the gift of sleep.
All right, gift of sleep. Now, I believe on humans, there is very little resistance for gift of sleep. I think it just mostly works. So, gift of sleep. You must make a willpower roll to block the subject's pain. To put a living being to sleep, the vampire must make a contested willpower roll against the subject at difficulty 8. So, make me a willpower roll.
And that's current willpower?
Yes, I believe that's what we were using.
All right.
Well, nah. We'll say it's permanent.
Your permanent willpower?
Yeah, we're gonna go permanent this session. I don't remember what we did last session. It's 6 months ago.
I can't remember, but I'm down a bit. Yes.
Well, that's a botch.
1, 2.
So it's difficulty 8. The first
2.
Templar botched.
Oh. So he gets to sleep for... He was dying to fall asleep.
He was falling asleep to die. Yes.
And unless I'm mistaken, I think I have to pay for it again per target. Yeah.
Well, there's no cost.
Used on the willing. There's no cost for this.
No, there's no. It's busted.
Not even a single. Oh.
And what
Dang.
I will do for you right now, before you do this again, please do me a favor and make me a dexterity plus stealth roll.
Ooh.
To remain obfuscated, because you can make brief contact with things, you can open doors, and I'll say
But
that
then you have to roll for it.
yeah, just briefly touching a person's skin, which is all this takes. I'm gonna say that because he immediately falls asleep might not be enough to pop your obfuscate. But I want a dex and stealth roll at a difficulty of 8.
Because he might botch.
Because you might botch.
Would nimble let me re-roll the 10s?
No.
Okay, then a 2.
2? Alright. Then that is enough. You may, before your obfuscate fades out, you may touch the other one. And let's make that roll. You know, is there something fun? And that is that I don't wear glasses for this game because I don't think it fits the aesthetic of being a storyteller here. So that means I can't take my glasses off when I botch a second time in a row. And rub my... Like,
you can't do the dramatic...
I can't do the dramatic thing that I do in D&D games, where I get frustrated, and I get performatively frustrated when I botch 2 times in a row.
Here we go.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. Thank you.
It's creepy because it shadows your face, so it just looks black underneath the hood when you did that.
Oh, nice.
Oh, right. One's annihilate.
One's
successes.
annihilate them. Yeah.
Do I need... It's contested.
It's contested.
Oh,
so...
well, I got 1. Damn, 2 1s to make that from 3 to 1.
Well, guess what?
So
That's better
1.
than -1. Because my next highest... I had a 6, a 5, a 3, a 3, and a 1. These guys have willpower 5, and they still botch both times.
Oh, wow. 5.
Yeah.
They have 5 willpower.
And they're
Damn, those
they're Templars, right?
Yeah. Ooh. Well, it looks like fortune has smiled upon me. Fuck. Okay, I checked them for keys.
Okay. Looking on them, you'll see that these men have no keys on them.
There's probably a leader or something that... that has the key. There's probably only 1 key and it's on 1 guy.
You could try to pick the lock using some scraps of metal.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that first before hacking
Give me
this off.
Give me a dexterity and ledger domain roll. Once again, let's look at difficulty 8 because you don't have any specialized tools. And I want 3 successes from you.
Ooh, difficulty 8. Okay, how does willpower...
It gives you an
spending
automatic
for-
success.
I'm going to spend a willpower.
So you can't botch.
Yep, you can't botch if you spend willpower.
What would a botch on this do? Oh, it turns into a mimic and just... So I'm spending the willpower. Ledger domain is 2. What were the rules about buffing? Was it dexterity, stamina, or strength with blood?
Yes, so it's any physical.
And how high?
You
that go?
are... What generation are you? You're 9th?
8th gen.
So you can pump all the way to 6. You can spend 3 points of blood per turn. So you could drop 3 in right now to buff your dex up as high as... technically, you can buff it as high as you want, but it'll reduce down to 6, where it will remain for the rest of the scene.
I'm going to put 2 into it
Okay.
to raise it from 4 to 6.
Okay.
Oh, that blood's not looking great. Wait. Bastien had some horse before we got here.
Yeah.
Oh, that was just bringing him up from 0, though, wasn't it?
I mean, you could drink off of these guys.
That's true.
They are asleep.
I'll think about it.
All right. You're in a room full of sleeping Templars.
All right. Well, while it's quiet in here, 6. Don't fail me now. Oh, that's more 1s than I was. Oh, come on. You said difficulty 8, huh?
Difficulty 8.
So,
You cannot
have-
botch if you have a single success.
oh, is that how that works? Even if they reduce it down to 0?
Yep. If they reduce it down to 0, it doesn't matter. You just fail.
So, so a botch is no successes
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
a 1.
then
At least
I-
1.
At least one 1.
Yeah, yeah, my 1s have eliminated my 9.
Okay. Well,
Dang.
your blood still has your dexterity up at what, 6 now?
6, yeah.
So I mean, you could try a dex and ledger domain check again. Your first check.
Oh, that's right, it's not a botch.
It's not a botch. You can keep trying.
Yeah, if I can.
Absolutely. It'll be difficulty 9 because of frustration this turn.
Okay. Fuck, willpower again.
Okay.
Otherwise, that would have been a botch. Oh, please. Jesus would want me to do this. Yes. Is nimble? Is nimble?
Nimble will not apply, but if you buffed a 6, I'll say that you specifically could have gained a specialty in like dexterous fingers.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I think that sounds like a fair like you're raising your stats to superhuman traits. I feel like a second specialty would apply.
Especially with the line like the one you just pulled.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Okay, 3 successes. No 1s. And a 9.
4 successes.
4 successes.
The crucifix that's hanging on the wall seems to blaze down at you with encouraging light. And as you get frustrated, biting your lip, you go at it again. A few quick twists of your wrist add a preternatural amount of dexterity. And there is a click. The lock opens at your touch. Do you open the trunk?
Yes.
The trunk opens, and you see what dwells inside. Back in the common room. Sorry, Kal. Back in the common room. Bastien has been gone for several minutes now. What are the rest of you doing? There's a...
I'm gonna go have a snack.
Okay.
I'm going to look over at Lady Tereza and say, do you need a lookout or shall I wait here?
Keep an eye on him. Looks at Gorchix. I feel like I may have a few feathered friends that could keep a watch out.
Knowing Bastien, he'll probably be quick. Make haste.
Yes, I shall.
Tereza, the camera follows you. Where are you headed?
Teresa's heading to where, what's her face is kept.
Are you planning diablerie?
No, yes, no.
It's okay. I left your favorite niece to guard her.
This is true. Out in the
That's true.
and that's out in the stables, if I'm not mistaken, right? Inside of the wagon.
Yes.
I assume we all attempted to hide the bodies that, that
Oh,
we
yes.
had.
Yeah.
Seemed like the smart idea.
That would be very.
To be fair,
smart idea.
Alëna wasn't there. Alëna would also not care. So
Heading out into the stables. The rain is coming down in torrents. And you're going to hear... Smells like horse shit, smells like mire, smells like blood. Oh boy, I'm tired. What is happening? Miss Tereza? Is that you? You hear a voice of Lena inside of the wagon. She's sitting on the front, her head dipping back into the wagon proper, her bare feet swinging to and fro.
Good evening, Alëna.
I can smell your perfume. It's very heady. It smells like blood and roses. She juts up, putting her hands between her legs, almost an elite frogging gesture, and leans over to look at you. What can I do for you?
I need you to fetch me something.
Papa said that I'm supposed to stay here and watch our friend. What do
And
you
I
need
need
me
you to go get something for me.
Auntie, I listened to Papa before I listened to you. Papa feeds me with the blood of Christ.
And do the years of teaching and shelter mean nothing to you then? I am hurt, Lena.
I would never hurt you, Lady Dinescu. Unless Papa told me to. What do you need me to get you? That's so important you would have me break my vow to Papa.
Bastien needs your help.
Make me a manipulation and subterfuge roll versus her wits and subterfuge.
Okay. What's it? Is it just
Difficulty 6.
Cat manipulation and subterfuge?
Man,
I'm
what is with
spend a
all these?
willpower.
What is with all these ones?
Freaking ones.
Freaking
But
ones,
look
man.
at all those tens.
Okay, let me just check any.
Don't you have any hurt the
any-
Moors saved up for this game?
Oi, you. Oi, you.
Oh, I have 3 actually. Good.
It's always Blogg.
I'm spending a
who points out.
willpower. Right?
I like them. They keep it interesting. DM's on a 1 streak. Like let's shake
Well,
things
if
up.
you succeeded at everything,
Right.
then it wouldn't be fun.
That's true. She cocks her head to the side and looks at you as you say that. How much force, how much authenticity are you able to inject into it?
4 successes worth of authenticity? Actually, I forgot, because it's been a hot minute. Can I try and, what's the thing for Animal 3? That thing, the song
Quell the
of
Beast?
What you
Or, yeah.
Song of
Quell the
Serenity?
Beast, yeah. Song of Serenity, yes.
Sure, if you would like to add that on top of it, please do. So, for Song of Serenity, which I am thinking of as something in a future edition.
Manipulation, empathy to soothe the victim.
Difficulty 7.
Equals to the victim's willpower dots.
Okay, 6, please.
Okay. This can be an extended roll as long as I don't fail.
Okay, sounds good. Actually, pardon me, it would be, you need 4 successes. She's still at willpower 4. She'll be willpower 5 or 6 next time Kal upgrades her.
Okay, so that was 3 successes for the first one.
Okay.
And then I'll do another one.
She starts to get somewhat dreamy-eyed. Papa needs me? Why didn't you just start with that, Auntie Tereza? Where is he?
I didn't want to worry you. He's in the tavern. Rainald will be able to let you know where he is. He's on a very important mission, but I fear for him.
Okay. Yes, I'll go to see what Papa is doing. Will you please guard the carriage for me while I'm away? I would hate for him to be cross with me.
Of course.
Thank you, Auntie.
You're welcome, Lena. And don't worry. Should anything happen, your father will not be cross with you.
No, you're thinking of Jesus. And she will hop off of the carriage and will sprint toward the front door. Turning around, she is out of your view. The wagon. Now, did you take the Romani wagon as well?
Yes, yeah, because I think we decided to store bodies and
Okay.
we took everything.
So the Romani wagon has a false bottom that was used to transport her. And as you go inside, you can easily pull it aside. She lies there, staked. Her throat exposed, the wounds on her flesh visible, calling to you. What do you do?
Now it's been a hot minute, and I haven't done. I've been dealt with torpor much. Do I have to remove the stake to diablerize
No.
them, or can
Nope.
I? Oh, cool.
Just
Tereza's-
drain her.
Tereza's just gonna drain her.
Okay, so you must drain all of the blood from your victim and then proceed to suck until the very soul is withdrawn from the body. Once the body has been drained of blood, the Diablerist must make an extended strength roll at difficulty 9. Each success inflicts an automatic level of unsoakable aggravated damage. When all of the health levels have been drained, the essence is taken into you and the body decays immediately. So, you are going to be able to drain 6 points of blood,
Okay.
pressing your lips to her throat, her thigh.
Get weird with it.
Her Achilles tendon. What are we talking?
So she's lying in like a falls bottom. Tereza's just going to. Yeah, probably easiest would probably be thigh, honestly, where a good vein is.
Okay. Biting into her thigh, you feel the sweet and somewhat spicy nectar of her blood pour into you. It overwhelms you. The taste of this former enemy. It becomes your entire world. And I need you to make me a strength roll.
Just straight up strength.
Just strength.
All right.
Even when they're incapacitated?
It's you're literally sucking somebody's soul out, yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah.
that's
So-
what it's for.
Yep. So I
Yep,
would like
I'm gonna spend a willpower.
Okay. Let me just make sure that you can. Yeah, you can.
Cool. Okay, you said difficulty 9?
Mm-hmm.
With the willpower, that's 2 successes.
2 successes. He was very badly hurt, actually. So you feel her essence begin to siphon into you. Can you give me the roll one more time?
It's a new turn, so I can spend willpower again?
Mm-hmm.
Sweet, doing that. Which I'm really glad I did because I rolled 3-2-2, so 1 success.
Okay.
Nice.
You are overwhelmed. Euphoria floods into you as you consume this. Well, okay, pardon me one second. So what's going on? Does that mean that no matter what, you always have to get 7 successes, even if the body's damaged? Because the wording there is always kind of vague.
Oh,
I think that's the way we were going with it, but
Yeah. Yeah, because you're talking about
Yeah.
the dumb thing.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, yeah.
some things have more than 7,
That's true. That's true.
but not many.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like it's
It's a matter
Storyteller
of
just
sucking that soul
make
right
it
out.
yeah, make it cool, make it interesting, make it
Okay.
fun.
Yeah.
So, putting everything you can into this, her wounded body yields to you, and a rush of euphoria overwhelms you. I need you to make me. You're on instinct now, right?
Yes.
Okay. I need you to make me an instinct roll. Difficulty 10 minus your road rating.
Okay, 2, so 8. Okay. I'm spending my last willpower.
Okay. The sensation grips you at the base of your skull and deeper, at the place where your vampirism begins. It feels like an orgasm, but stronger, more powerful, hungry, gnawing at you and the world around you. It is the most addictive sensation of your life. It is the most
It's a
addictive
single
sensation
success.
of your death. You maintain control, entering frenzy. How do you control your frenzy?
You can frenzy during this?
Oh yeah, when you finish, you frenzy.
Yep.
Oh. Well, Rainald was her designated. What would be the designated driver?
Sorry, I was designated to do
Alëna
what?
is my No. Alëna's my designated.
Oh, you're
frenzy
watching.
buddy.
You're watching Goratrix. Yeah.
Yeah, Rainald's watching Goratrix. Alyona's there, and just her crow cackle like happening.
Can Tereza out of the distance hear the crow cackle and kind of be brought back a little bit to the situation and decorum that she's
Yes.
in, and realizing that Bastien probably is doing this faster than she thought. Especially when he sees Lena there, he's gonna know exactly what Tereza's doing.
Yes, you may. You hear a crow caw over your shoulder, bringing you back to it. You are in the throes of frenzy, but controlling it on instinct. It feels wonderful. It feels like the reason that you exist. Now, here's something fun. So, first of all, I'm just going to double check on your road. So, you are on the path of Lilith. And I'm just seeing... Okay. Unfortunately, destroying a thinking being is a sin on the path of Lilith. You lose a dot.
Yep.
You lose a dot of your path rating. No roll.
I don't have to roll?
It's
No roll?
If murder is one of the sins, it is an automatic loss.
Even on that road?
Yep. Because destroying a thinking being is a level 4 sin. And this is a
But
thinking
is she
being.
level 4?
It doesn't matter if it's on the road list, you automatically lose it, according to the rule. Many roads prohibit murder. If murder is a sin for the vampire, then the road loss is... Well, that wording is weird. Actually, Jen, the way you said that, yeah.
Right?
Because I do not remember rolling for that over the downtime stuff.
Well,
Probably because we weren't thinking of it.
yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Well, and you were also on a highway to losing all of that. You know what? I'm gonna
That's
spend.
true.
Yeah.
I'm gonna spend this game's only something good happens for that ambiguous wording there.
Oh, is the wording ambiguous?
The wording is literally many roads prohibit murder. If murder is a sin for the vampire, the road loss is automatic, not rolled. Now, here's the problem with that. If Tereza is beneath the sin threshold, so she normally wouldn't roll for it, but this is provoking a roll. The question is, does it count as a sin if it's just on your list? Or is it a sin only if it would threaten a loss? Right? And the wording there is very ambiguous.
Also, which version are you using out of curiosity? Because versions.
This is page 356 of Dark Ages 20.
Oh, interesting. Because under Sins Against the Road on page 114, it says a character only risks her road rating if violating a sin at her dot rating or lower.
Okay, there we go. Then that is so.
Nice. Okay.
So
Great.
okay, so basically they've revised it. Good to know that, because in some games I've played, it's an automatic loss on humanity, and you check again afterwards. to see if you lose 2 dots.
Yeah.
Right.
I've played it that way
wow.
before
It's-
too.
Yeah, fair.
This-
And like we have so many additions in our head. That's why I had to check.
No, it's good. It's good.
Like,
So that's what they mean by that exact term of sin. So in that case, you still are going to check for it no matter what, because
Okay, cool.
so you get the chance to
Yeah.
not lose this. So for that, then we're going to check your road rating, and so that is a level 4.
We're learning.
We're learning.
I'm at
right?
Dose Road right now.
You're at Dose Road, which I'm just skipping ahead to that. What page is that on?
For like the sins.
Yeah.
Oh, I just had the page. I'm so sorry. I was flipped down to the Diablerie stuff. It was like
It's okay. Hold on, I got it.
okay, I'm on the path stuff.
What do you mean you can't find Path of Lil? It's literally...
Path of Lil. I think it was like it was near 114.
It's at the beginning of the book in Dark Ages 20, and I hate
yeah,
it.
because because the roads are right after the part that I just read, which was 114.
Okay.
Man, I hate it, because it used to be in the
yeah.
back of the book, and now it's
Road
in
of
the front.
Lilith. Road of Lilith.
Okay.
What are we looking for? Sorry.
Basically, I'm just looking for what she has to roll. So it's the difference of...
128 is when Lilith starts.
Yeah, because you're supposed to roll when it's below you. So if say Tereza was on 6 and the sin was on 4, she'd be rolling at the difference between, or like whatever difficulty plus the difference between, or something like that. I can't remember the wording.
So I don't really have to roll anything unless it's a 2 or a 1 at this point.
Well, except for
That's
Diablo.
was the first part, except for the
Except for
outlier.
Diablo.
Except for Diablo, where you still have to roll, and then the difference that you're rolling is... So the difficulty is base difficulty 6. So you're going to make a conscience or conviction roll, difficulty 6.
Okay.
There is no willpower that can be
Cool.
spent on this roll. There's nothing. It's just a flat roll.
Okay.
Well, I hear more than one, so that's good.
I have 2. I have 2 in convention. I have
6
2
is
in both
easy.
of my virtues.
You have basically a 50% chance of
You have
having
a
this be fine.
65%
Oh, that's true.
chance of rolling with 2 dice.
And then I rolled a 3 and a 5.
All right. So, you have violated an oath of your beliefs. She was a thinking being, and you could have taught her much pain and pleasure, and learned much from her. But instead, she collapses into ash and bone beneath your fangs. You feel your bones and joints creak as your skin becomes tighter. Your eyes become more bloodshot. The inhumanity on your face is now even more finely etched. Nearby, the crow caws again, signaling that something is transpiring inside. You need to get out of here. And with that, I think we're going to take a quick break. So, folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back to see what's in the box. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. This is the part of the program. We're going to talk to the chat. We're going to talk in general for about like 5 minutes. So during the break, we went and we pulled out Vampire 20th edition, and then we compared them and cross-referenced them. Well, Jen did. Jen's the librarian. She does this stuff. So in V20, and this is what I was remembering, is that Camarilla vampires, vampires on humanity, when they diablerize, it's an automatic loss, and then if it's a particularly, they say a particularly heinous attack, you're eating someone's soul, how is it not a heinous attack, right? You're consuming and devouring. What, you just don't say please and thank you first?
Or maybe, maybe you've beaten the crap out of them first, like, to will down those health levels.
It's fine if you take them out to a nice dinner, you show them like Paris one last time.
If you seduce them, it's fine.
Wait a minute. What if it's like, because weren't there salubri that like when they got down to 7 embraced somebody, didn't they get them to diablerize themselves? Like, wasn't that like a canon story, and just be like, hey, you know what, I'm done. Like, you need to do this to me to do that.
I
don't know if I would consider that. Well, I mean, I guess it still is a heinous act.
But they're not in the Camarilla. They're not in the Camarilla.
So if it's consensual, is it heinous? I think eating somebody's soul still is.
I think
that's
it is.
fair. I think
That's pretty heinous.
that's the only. Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Well,
it does.
So let me clarify the wording, because it says such a heinous crime strips a minimum of 1 humanity dot. Additionally, for extremely vicious attacks rather than heinous attacks, the words are important. So I think if it's like a brutal attack, as opposed to just I'm gonna drink, I'm gonna drink from you and then just keep going because it's fine.
I think the worst part is
you think it's fine now.
The soul drinking. Yeah.
It is, yeah.
So
I like
you
the
already
word
lose
heinous.
a point
It
for
reminds
that.
me of Bill and Ted, whereas
It reminds me of the
vicious
90s.
sounds violent.
Yeah.
all right. So are we just going to, and this is going to be a wide-reaching thing. So if you are committing diablerie, and it is a rollable sin for you. For example, destroying a thinking being is level 4. If Tereza was at level 4, that would be a violation at that level. Is that what we're playing with? Is that you only roll if it's a sin, even if it's something that bad, because you are inhuman? Is that the way you guys want to play it? Because then that means that in the future, when you guys obviously form the Sabbat and you start mass embracing and mass diablerizing for fun, then there's no consequences aside from the black mark on your soul, people being able to vibe check you and stuff like that. So
I wonder if you're on a path, like I know most of us are still on humanity right now, but if you're on a path, and some sort of murder is on your list, like on Tereza's, and you're at that level, maybe it's the automatic loss.
Yeah.
So like once Tereza's at 4 or 5, or whatever, I think it's under, so 5. If she diablerizes again, that's an automatic loss of a point of road.
Yeah.
I mean, but
I
that's
think that sounds...
That kind of aligns with humanity.
Yeah.
Well, here's the problem that I have with that. So, like, looking at the rule in Dark Ages V20 on page, what did I say, 456? 356?
356. 356.
Yeah.
So, looking at it again, so the perils of diablerie, many roads prohibit murder. If a murder is a sin for the vampire, the road is automatic, not rolled. Now, what that implies is that if it's not a sin, it's still rolled. Right? And that's the part that I was hung up on looking at it. Is that no matter what...
Okay, I see that wording. I see that wording.
See, and that's why I was asking for a roll, is because it seems like it's always rolled. It's just that it's probably at a low difficulty.
Ah, yeah. And that makes you adhere to the things on your road more. It makes it... You need to... Yeah.
So, like...
It does. I mean, it could also be that maybe we just think for humanity, it's you lose one and then you roll one, and
I would be fine with that. I would be totally fine with that for humanity. It's super bad.
And then, so Tereza didn't lose her automatic one, but she did roll one.
Yes, and I think that's valid.
Okay,
now,
that's fair if we want to do that.
So looking at this as well, I'm just going to double check one last thing, and that is
I will also say my reading of that line is if a murder is a sin for the vampire, as in if you are high enough on your road to have that as a sin,
If we're talking about
that's
how
when
it's
you that's
yeah,
when you
if we're talking
automatically
about how
lose
it's
it.
written, I think that
Yeah.
is the intention behind how it is written, because it's saying it's talking about the road and then the specific vampire. It says the vampire.
Whereas instead of like
Okay.
Diablerie would make you lose automatically, whereas just regular murder would make you roll it.
I'm not just being devil's advocate, but I read it as
Yeah.
the opposite.
So here's
Fair.
where
That's
if
why
it's
it's
on the
stupid.
sin list. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
So, but the question is then, if it's saying that if murder is on your list, you lose it automatically. But then when is it rolled? Because it has to be rolled, right?
If murder is on your list and you're at the level where you're able to Tereza's at level 5 and it's a 4th level sin.
Yes.
Then you lose it automatically.
Yeah.
Then you
yeah.
lose it automatically if you diablerize. Regular murder then counts as a roll. That's
So
what
you
it
lose
is.
one, then roll one?
No, 'cause
Oh, I
like
see. I see what you're going with. You're saying that
There
the
we
roll does
go.
not apply to the
Diablerie is
Diabler.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Diablerie is the end all
God,
be
that
all.
is
You don't
such-
get a roll for
That
it.
is such
You're done.
a bad
You
sentence.
commit the sin, you lose it.
That is such
versus
a-
regular old murder. Yeah,
That
it's
is
a bad
such-
sentence. It's a really bad sentence.
because
but
the way
it
that
makes
I'm reading
economic
it
sense.
is, I mean, I've repeated
Yeah,
it several
You have
times
to do
now.
twice.
That it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh,
You
you
have to do
lose it
twice.
if you have it, if you are of a
if
sin
it's
level.
anywhere on your list.
Yeah, if it's anywhere on your list, or if you would automatically drop one if you were above that, and if you were below it, you'd roll. Is another way.
Yeah,
to
Yeah,
look
that's
at
how I
it.
read it.
That's
And
that's
that's-
how what I think.
So that's what I want to go with. However, looking at this, what I'm willing to do is make a compromise, because I know some of you are particularly going for vicious paths. And it makes sense that some vampires have it easier than others when it comes to doing mass diablerie. So I would suggest stating a couple of rules, a couple of minor tweaks to this. Number one is that the distance between, so your base difficulty 6, and the difference between your path rating and the roll gives you a penalty. For example, if you are at humanity 10 and you commit a humanity sin or humanity 2 crime, that is a difference of, I mean, I want to say 8, but is it actually 7? Because do you count the step? Anyway, regardless, it would mean
10
that-
minus A2 is 8. I would say that's the difference.
but basically, it would raise your difficulty to 10, right? On that roll, because you add the difference in difficulty. Now, however, if you are
other way?
below, I would be willing to give you a slight difficulty break on the 6.
So then,
Oh,
So you
I
would have
was at
succeeded with
2.
1 success.
and 6
you got
is
a
minus
5.
2 because I got
Yeah,
5 and a 3.
'cause it would have lowered it
yes,
at
I would
least
have
to 5.
succeeded.
So I'm willing
That's
to.
that's what I was wondering. That's what I was wondering. Cause I'm like my road is below the sin level. So what does that mean? Because
So-
I'm working up. To
Does that
being
sound like
road,
something that? Because
better
that means
list.
that people who are on things like Road of the Beast, and
you care less about the small sins as your road is lower.
yeah,
Yeah,
or even the big
right.
sins, you're more of a sociopath, but you still are
Yeah.
hanging on to those base levels.
And it's easier for you to break the. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Because it's the only way that
I
you
think-
see things like the Assamites surviving, especially when they're on like the path of the
I
Prophet,
was
the path
going
of
to
Islam.
say. Yeah, I was going to say, depending on some of the paths, it's like, how do any of them get away with the mass murder and assassination and diablerie that, like,
Oh, I guess the only way is if somehow, and this is a hypothetical, do not clip me or take me out of context for this, okay? Because this is religious based, but looking at the path of the Prophet in Vampire of the Dark Ages, page 121, failing to submit to the will of Allah as revealed through his prophet and revelation. If you somehow manage to convince yourself that diablerie was the will, then you could probably bypass it. But you'd have to like fully believe this and be completely out to lunch.
yeah, that
I'm-
requires some Bastien levels of
Like you'd have to
crazy.
Hoops upon hoops.
be hoops upon
Jump through
hoops.
them.
Jump through all the
I
hoops.
think I think until you start switching roads, I know it's not in the Dark Ages 20, but I do think that at least for humanity, well, those of us who are still on it, it should still be both. Like
Which
it
I
is
think
in
I did when
V20.
I Diablerized in the break. I
That's
did
like-
lose one.
it-
Yeah, I
it is
think
up.
I think
Well,
actually now that I think I
should be
remember, and
harsh.
I think I like botched my humanity roll, which was I was excited, and that was
Yeah.
the highway to hell for
Yes,
Tereza.
I do
like-
really
Yeah.
much enjoy the
I remember that now.
humanity-specific
And-
rules in V20, where it's
Yeah.
like automatic and roll regardless. And I think
100%.
for humanity, while we're on that,
It makes sense. We're monsters. We're
it
supposed
should
to be
both.
monstrous.
Okay,
But we gotta
then,
get there.
Then we're gonna do
Yeah.
that mid-range, where if you are below the murder sin, or the diablerie equivalent on your road, it will be a difficulty break. And if you do not have one of those, oh god, if you don't have one of those, it's like difficulty 3. Because then,
Fair.
right? Because
And if
then
you're
you,
above, then you automatically lose one and
Some
do a
roads-
humanity check.
Some
Essentially.
roads,
don't.
it's actually you're penalized if you don't
that's true.
It's true.
diablerize when you have the
Yeah.
opportunity. So would that
Really?
still be a
The-
3? Yeah. There's a couple of roads where it encourages you.
I think because no matter what, it erodes the soul.
Yeah,
And that
like
is
you
my-
are like taking someone.
You just don't roll in addition to it.
No, you just
Because
roll.
it's
You roll. It's
encouraging,
difficulty
yeah.
3. The chance of you failing a difficulty 3, and failing that just shows you going insane and losing yourself to diablerie, because that happens. One of the things that does not exist in V20 that exists in Requiem that's really good is, well, it got a little weird at times, but blood addiction, where you didn't just fall under blood bonds, you could become addicted to vitae, and you needed to hunt down other vampires and drink their blood because you were addicted to it.
It does say under Diablerie, you can get addicted to Diablerie.
You can, but there's no rules for it. So
Yeah.
I guess like it just would have to be like, if you ever botch your degeneration roll or botch the frenzy check that you do immediately afterwards, that's probably one way. So we're going to do that. We're going to assume that if anybody gets on a road that requires rampant diablerie, we'll discuss it. But we're going to assume it's going to be a minimum difficulty or a maximum difficulty of 3 for them. That says it's always bad for the soul, even if it's not necessarily a violation of your road.
Duly noted. Thank you for the clarity.
Cool. So we're going to go with that. Thank you very much for this theology lesson. And as we're going into the rest
Write
of
it
the game,
down.
That's vampire.
yeah, so everybody write
Write
it
it
down.
down and
put
add it to the notes.
add it to the wiki.
thing. Yep.
So
Random.
random, add it to the wiki. or send me a Discord message to remind me to add it to the wiki with my wording, right?
So, on the other side of Diablerie, because I know I'm not the generation, she's not a generation lower for me, but I can potentially learn her disciplines. What?
They will.
What?
So chemistry and fortitude are the ones that you don't have. Because you have animalism.
Did she have any other disciplines though outside of her clan ones?
No, I'm saying you got to go to the tap for that.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Unless she had the extra discipline merit, then it's a twist of the blood. So one last thing going in. So we've all discussed this. We all are doing this. What happens next? I'm not upset with any of you out of character. So what happens next is completely separate.
Concern.
Yay!
Ooh,
All right.
excite.
All right, so, yeah, I know, that's fair, random. Send me a message. All right, folks, let's head back into game. Are you all ready? Oh, my neck. All right. Hello and welcome back to Vampire the Masquerade, the Transylvania Chronicles, here on Dork Tales. Before we begin, just quickly over the break, we discussed the way that the Diablerie rules are written. We have adjusted them slightly, and what I have done is looking at them and the way that it works in combination with the road system in Dark Ages Vampire, I have altered the difficulty of Tereza's roll. So in reality, Tereza, you would not have lost that point of humanity thanks to, or pardon me, that point of path, road, etc., thanks to your 5 on that roll. So going forward, we're going to be using a system where if you if it would be a current sin for your level of path, it's an automatic loss. If you are below that, regardless of which road you are on, it will be a roll even if you are encouraged to commit diablerie because of the erosion it takes on the soul rather than the path itself. Humanity will be a loss and a roll because you earned it. You know, you're on a highway to hell. So, with that minor rule put in there, if you have any questions, check our wiki or leave a comment below.
And if it's not on the wiki yet, just tell Kelly. That
Yeah,
needs to go up there.
just go to the Discord and at me. At me, bro. All right, so then without further ado, let's head back into game now. Inside of the tavern. The rain is pelting down overhead. And Rainald, you keep an eye on things, on the back room, on Goratrix, sitting at the table. When the door bursts open, and a soaked-to-the-bone, barefoot Lena enters. She dashes forward, spilling water as she runs on some of the locals who cry out in their local language. She pulls up a chair. Uncle Rainald, Papa needs me. What must I do? Papa needs me.
Sorry. Bastien called you?
Auntie Tereza said that Papa needed me and that I should speak to you.
Oh, did she? Are you able to... Has he taught you that trick for disappearing?
No. No, I can only disappear in corners. I'm very
Right now.
sleepy.
Right now, myself and Goratrix here are trying to watch some of the men here so that Bastien can acquire something from them. Are you able to help us keep an eye on them?
Do you... Yes, I'm... Yes, I'm very... She keeps rubbing her eyes. Some strange exhaustion marring her features. I'm very good at paying attention. Whatever you need me to do, I can make a distraction. I can watch people.
Oh no, no distractions needed yet. Just sit down and watch.
She pulls a chair over with a grind and sits and watches. What are we watching for?
Are the Templars obvious?
Yes, they're wearing full tabards. They're not doing this subtly. Some of them have them under cloaks, but for the most part, they look like traveling knights. This is the equivalent of someone being in like SWAT gear in a coffee shop.
We're watching the men in armor.
Yes.
If any of them do anything strange, and you see it, I need to know.
Yes.
We have noticed that they're coming and going in shifts. And Bastien has gone to see what's going on. And
I'll watch
hopefully
them.
acquire whatever they're guarding. But if it looks like they've been alerted to him, myself and Goratrix here need to know.
Yes. And as she says that, she begins watching. And we are going to fade into the back room. The trunk opens. And inside, Bastien is a slightly smaller, hooded box, carved and sheathed in gold. Winged figures decorate the top. Can you make me an intelligence and theology roll? Or religion, I believe.
Theology. Of course, I have.
Whatever the religion check is in Dark Ages, which escapes me at the moment.
Yeah. All right.
There is a theology.
Good. I was worried they
I'm
renamed
going to
it.
spend a willpower. I'm going to catch up to Tereza and use all my... Oh, what was the difficulty?
Difficulty on this is going to be 7. Do you have any specialties?
Not in intelligence or theology. 2.
You're not looking at the Holy Grail. You're looking at something much, much larger, and not just in size. Looking down, you see a small box. Well, about the size of a little bit larger than a bread box. That you'll recognize from your studies. This looks like the Ark of the Covenant. What do you do?
Well. So this smaller, ornate box looks like what's described as the Ark of the Covenant.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. There's no way I can obfuscate this. No, it's not. It wouldn't be considered a small item.
No, it would not.
Oh boy. Okay. What gear do these two knights have on them?
So they are dressed in, I'm guessing at this point probably chainmail, under their
Do they have a
tabards.
shield or anything?
Yes, they will all have shields nearby. Now I will say, the smaller box, the Ark of the Covenant, is not locked. It is merely sealed with a clasp.
What is my does my petty roll of 2? What would Bastien know about the Ark of the Covenant?
Oh boy. Well, in a few hundred years, it's going to be great at melting Nazis. But right now, the Ark of the Covenant is a sacred text in a sacred chest in Jewish and Christian tradition, said to have held the 10 Commandments. It is the most sacred object of the Jewish faith. It's a gold-plated wooden chest that once held the 10 Commandments, or does hold the 10 Commandments, and is a symbol of God's presence and power. It was also considered a way for the Israelites to communicate with God, and a source of inspiration for the Jewish people. It was taken to Jerusalem by King David and placed in the temple by King Solomon himself, and disappeared after Babylon sacked Jerusalem. Its fate is unknown.
Until the Ethiopians claimed they have it. Isn't it Ethiopia right now that a church there that says they have it?
Not sure. Touching the Ark was said to be a death sentence, though.
Joke's on them. I'm already dead.
This is true.
Oh, jeez. I'm gonna pray real quick to be like, oh, you've led me this far. What am I meant to relocate this? Or am I meant to witness it? I cannot let it fall in the hands of the monsters that I accompany. Give me a sign and I will follow. Of course, this is probably in his head because of his silence.
You swear that you see the clasp on the side of the Ark jiggle slightly.
Well, my face wasn't that pretty anyway. Let's swing this bad boy open.
It opens smoothly. And inside, you see that it is not full of gems. It is not full of treasure. It is not full of... Well, perhaps it is. For inside rest several ivory tablets carved with cuneiform, which you will immediately recognize as similar to the writings that you saw in the basement, hidden away back at the pass all those years ago. Although they are different. There's different writing.
And there's more than one ivory tablet?
There is more than one, yes. In fact, there are several. Very specific. Several. I will say that means there are 3.
I always viewed several as more than a couple.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
not
a couple,
4.
a couple. Yeah. Not several can be 4.
Well,
many is 5.
Because there's a couple, a few is 3, a bunch
Yeah.
is 4,
I thought a thruple was 3.
and several can be.
Nope.
Okay.
Refuse.
Well, there are several, so I'm going to say there are 3, maybe 4. They're in a quantum state where they kind of come in and out of existence. Okay?
I don't know until I pick them up and.
Yeah.
Are there 10 for the 10 commandments?
Are these?
You know, it's like in the history of the world where he picks one up and it breaks and he's like, 10 commandments.
Yeah.
Or I drop one and I was like, I have these 2 tablets.
Yep.
Several. Yeah.
Several tablets.
So are these much smaller than the box they were in?
They're fair. I'm going to say that they are the size of an A4 sheet of paper. You know what? They're tablets, so I'm going to say they're the size of an iPad, but made of ivory.
Perfect. That means I can put it
Jesus
in my waistband.
bestows this this information in your head.
But
Yeah.
not an iPad mini. But not an iPad
Not
mini.
an iPad mini.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
I'm gonna-
right.
we're going to get comments for this joke.
I'm going to... How do I get out of this? I'm going to use Mask of 1,000 Faces to look like one of the guards.
Okay.
And I'm going to, assuming cosmetically, it emulates the armor and whatever he's wearing.
It does?
But probably not equipment. Like the shield, correct?
You know what? I honestly don't know. I think it would be probably not because it's an external piece.
Yeah.
But the armor, the tabard, everything that is on the person, basically, would copy.
All right, and I'm going to take the shield and the... Fuck it, I'm taking the tablets.
Okay. You gonna close the box and lock it all back up?
And I'm closing everything and locking it back up.
Are you putting like a bag of sand in there for the weight? To prevent the boulder from falling down from the upstairs?
There's no way Bastien is smart enough for
Okay, that's fair.
that. And if I thought he had more time, write a little note like a little Carmen Sandiego note. You'll find me in the city of of
Okay.
angels, but that's not for a few hundred years.
You absolutely could do that and say in the city of lost angels and just leave it
You know
there.
what? Can I
That seems like a very Bastion thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna do like what was that movie? A Da Vinci Code thing, and I'm gonna leave a cryptic scroll in it saying that the commandments are in the city of lost angels, and I'm gonna write it in Latin.
Okay, that sounds good to me. So for Mask of 1,000 Faces, you will need to make a roll actually. So I need you to make me a manipulation and performance roll.
And it looks like it's difficulty 7.
7.
A lot of 6s. 1, 2, 3 successes.
Your intention is made complete, and you wear the mask you intend to wear. Your face is your own canvas. Now, they only talk about face here and body, but I'm going to say that it's going to cover the entire thing. Like, it just makes more sense.
Okay.
But it won't cover the shield.
And I'm going to tuck the tablets in somewhere into like a waistband kind of thing.
Okay.
Very unceremonious, but I'll treat them with care once I'm out of here. And leave.
Okay.
Assuming I don't burst into flames by tucking them into my dirty tunic.
You do not. Stepping back out into the hallway, you leave the room. And do you just head back into the common area?
Is the hall is it a separate hall, or is it completely visible from the main
So
Right.
they are positioned so that they can watch anyone exiting or entering, but there is a doorway that will lead out back.
I'm going there.
as you do, Rainald, Goratrix, yes, Lena will notice that a Templar leaves the back room. Unlike before, he leaves solitarily rather than with a partner. One of the Templars, sitting at the tables in the common area watching the room, is going to furrow his brow and stand up and start heading after him. Rainald, do you do anything?
I'll watch the other reactions from the other Templars. I want to see if any of more are following or waiting, and just kind of wait until that Templar leaves. If others follow, I'll wait more. If not, I might get up and say, "Well, Lena, it's time to get you to bed. Let's go to the haystack."
Okay. Only one of them gets up at first. He wanders over and follows the other Templar out the back door into the rain. The others are watching, their hands down at their belts. Do you do that, or you just casually watch?
I'll give it a little bit there. And you said Lena, is she looking like she's about to pass out still?
She looks very drained. Like she's struggling with something.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'll try and quietly slip out with her a little bit after the two of them, in the direction, if there's any indication of it, towards the stables.
Sure. You can basically head out the front and go around the side. The stables were along the left side of the building, whereas they are leaving at the back. So basically, the stables are on the west. The back door is on the north of the building. If we're looking at like an overhead map. Bastien, you step outside, and a moment later, the door bangs open again, and you are going to hear someone call after you. Do you speak French? Because I believe you might.
Oh, right, yes. That's why his name is Bastien.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna be like, why does he... yes, that is one of the languages he speaks.
Which is an absolute fluke. You will hear a voice call out to you in French. Brother, what are you doing? You should be watching. Daniel, what are you doing?
I had to leave. I felt sick to my stomach all of a sudden.
Are you all right?
Oh. Yeah, I was trying to... Something overcame me. Someone gave me an evil look in the building, and I feel like I am cursed.
Being superstitious? You know... You know that God walks beside you. Jesus Christ is with you. The man approaches you. He's
right.
a bit younger than the face that you took. His hair is blonde and curly. He has a large scar bisecting a cleft chin. He walks up and looks you in the face. In the rain, in the dark, he is maybe a hand's width away from your face, and he inspects you. Are you feeling all right? This isn't like you. You're the strong one. I'm the superstitious one.
That is why I didn't want to show weakness in front of everyone inside.
You're not weak. Danielle, you're the smartest, strongest man I've ever met. You are an inspiration to the Templars.
Then let us get back to our duty. Thank you, brother.
Why rush things? In the rain, it's almost like we're alone. And he's going to press his lips to yours.
Ooh. All right, so it's dark.
It's dark.
Muddy.
It's muddy.
Raining.
And he's a good kisser. In fact,
Hold
he's a French
These
kisser.
guys have chainmail?
They have chainmail.
Fuck. So it probably wraps around their head and neck.
It's like a hood, and he would have had it down while relaxing. So like his neck is available.
Oh, it's not like the cowled part. It's the
yeah. I'm
mail
thinking that
that they have on?
it's basically like a hoodie of chainmail.
You know what? Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. And I think this is the best way to get my own form of kiss
Oh, I see.
on him. So I'll
He
go
kisses
along.
you. He kisses you
it.
passionately, and then we'll begin kissing along your jawline, which gives you a
Yeah.
perfect vantage.
I'm going to, as the more powerful one, of the relationship, I'm just going to push him against the wall and tilt his head and
You're so cold.
bite his neck.
How long have you been outside? He says as you bite in. How much would you like to take?
Well, I'm at 3 right now. Which is hungry, but not like... Damn.
You're at what?
I'm at 3.
You are starving.
Uh-ohs.
Yes, I need a self-control roll.
That's why I brought it up. I was like, is that hungry or...
Yes, because you are at... you have a blood pool of 15, so you are at low.
Self-control's only 2. Bastien.
Control's only 2. You can spend a willpower point on this roll if you have any.
I think it's more interesting to
I think it's
not.
more interesting, yeah.
What's the difficulty?
The difficulty for you is going to be... I'm just checking that right now. All right, so looking at this, that is going to be at a difficulty of... So,
Damn, Daniel.
difficulty, taste of blood when hungry. Difficulty of 6, please.
Go to self-control. 6 and a 10.
Okay, you were able to control yourself. How much would you like to drink?
Humans have about...
About health levels worth of blood. So about 7 until they're pretty much dead. They've got about 10 blood points in their entire system, but you can take usually 2 to 3 before they start having very bad side effects. Anything more than 3, they'll start having heart palpitations, maybe a heart attack.
Right, because that guy did have a heart attack when... Right. 3.
Okay.
He's still trying to not, like, injuring people than 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, 3.
Okay. Drinking deeply, you swallow 3 full mouthfuls of this man's blood. He moans and collapses against the wall right as Lena and Rainald round the corner. Or are you going to the stables primarily? Were you headed around to meet Bastien and help, or were you going just to the stables?
I don't know it's Bastien, but just taking a look to, I was kind of heading towards the stables and using this as an excuse because even though I wanted to check on Tereza.
Okay.
Just make sure things are going well.
Okay. Then never mind that. So, Bastien, you drink deeply. And perhaps hear the cawing of a bird nearby as it watches this feeding. Alëna, what are you doing during this? Keeping an eye on everything?
I've been with Tereza the whole time,
Okay. Sounds good.
keeping an eye on her. I have no idea the rest of this is happening.
That sounds great. So, you caw again. And as you do, it's because you see that Lena and Rainald are returning. Do you do anything else?
Do I see Goratrix with them?
You do not.
And what state is Tereza in right now?
Tereza is... What is she doing? She's finished this? Do you put the false floor back?
Yes. Yeah, she's gonna put the false floor back. Did the stake disappear?
No, it clatters to the floor. It's a piece of wood. You didn't diablerize the stake.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
Give it back to Lena. It was a crossbow bolt, if I recall.
It was.
Tereza's going to take the stake and just like try and hide it back in like Lena's crossbow bolts.
Okay.
In which case, I'm just going to basically chatter in Crow at Tereza. being
I
like,
speak Crow, so we can have a full-on conversation.
Yeah. You know, when you're not in the middle of things.
Yeah, right?
Rainald and Lena are returning.
Thank you. Thank you for keeping watch. And also making sure I control myself.
Of course.
Just Rainald and Lena. No Gotrix, no Bastien.
I can't see Goratrix. Kelly, do I see the... no, I don't see the Templars.
You're
right?
not.
Like Bastien and the other...
No,
Okay.
not unless you fly around to look.
Yeah. I don't see Bastien either. Just the two.
Alright.
I could fly around and take a look, though, now that you're done.
Yeah, yes, if you want to. That might be good. I will listen for your call if there is an issue.
She'll take off and do a bit of a loop. I do have Proteum 1 on, so I can see in the dark, even though I'm a crow.
Sounds good.
And but it also lights my eyes up like nothing else. So
Does.
I'm high enough up that like I can see, but nobody's necessarily going to be looking directly at my eyes.
Flying around, you can see that it appears that two Templars are necking. Oh no, that's feeding. Against the back wall of the tavern. One of them, the smaller one, slumps against the wall as the feeding and the kiss overtakes him.
And still no sign of Goratrix.
No. If you circle around long enough, one of the windows of the establishment will reveal him inside, sitting at a table watching the back room still.
Okay. Yeah, I want to know where he is.
Okay.
So I will fly around long enough for that. So Rainald and Lena might get to Tereza before I get back.
Okay. Sounds good. So, Rainald and Lena will approach in the stables. Lena looks very tired.
Rainald will be talking quite loudly to Lena. Not like he's just not trying to hide it, more kind of to announce that they're on the way. And just be like, Lena, you're looking awfully tired. I think you should sleep for the rest of the night over here. Let's go back. Bastien will be okay.
Thank you, Uncle Rainald. Aunt Teresa, did anything happen while I was away?
No. It was perfectly peaceful.
That's such a delight to hear.
It was.
Especially on a night like this.
Yes. How is Bastien doing? Lena, did you
No,
provide the help that he needed?
I didn't find him.
We did notice a guard leaving early and another chasing after him, but nothing out of the ordinary. When Lena said that Bastien needed some help, we decided to share the burden of watching the guard for whenever Bastien will make his move.
Of course.
Unfortunately, well, sleep takes its toll.
Yes, Lena, you should rest. You do so much.
I think I will. I'll sleep in the Romani wagon to keep it safe. Thank you for
If you want,
watching.
you could. I mean, if you want to sleep in there, you can, but our wagon is more comfortable, has better furs.
Oh, I'll be fine. Thank you. You're so concerned. That's very sweet. I appreciate it.
Of course.
But I'll be fine here. I'm just very sleepy. And she'll push past you into the carriage. And would you like to finish using
Sure.
animalism?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You want to just finish her off there, since it's a roll you can do over time?
Oh, me? Yeah.
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 She was on the
Put
cusp.
her off, put her to sleep. Yeah, put her to sleep.
I think it's working on me.
Fair.
Playing tired characters is hard.
All the
Yeah,
Especially
that's gonna
when
be
tired.
3 more successes.
And you will hear soft, rhythmic snoring in no time. And then the sound of fluttering wings.
Alëna will flutter down to a perch and just croak out to Tereza. Bastien is fucking a Templar.
What? I
Crow
mean,
shrug.
I guess. Why is the Tereza will say this out in we're not speaking English, but you know she'll say out in words, not cause. Of course, Bastien's fucking a Templar.
At least I assume that's the one that's out in the mud.
That's
Bastien and
Well,
Templar. It was
I,
definitely more than human.
Well, why don't we investigate that?
yes. Let's
I hope our load is lighter so we can make faster travel now.
yes.
Crow cackle.
It is lighter.
All right. So, investigating whether or not your load has been lightened, you round the corner. The wording there is just prime real estate for jokes. But I'm a mature adult. Rounding the corner, outside of the stable. Bastien, what are you doing after your feed?
What's this guy got on him?
That is a great... he has a coin purse. He has a small love poem written in French. He has a silver cross. And I believe in this day and age, he's French, so he would probably be, he wouldn't be Protestant because it's not that time. So he has rosary beads on him. And apparently, according to the chat, a baguette.
It's French. And he was kissing Bastien. Of course his baguette is, you know.
It's a little stale.
Oh, haven't had baguette in many years. And I'll take the coin and the cross, the silver cross, put it around my own neck, tuck it away, and move unseen back to the
So
back
you will
to the
attempt
meeting
to,
spot.
but as you turn around to prepare to vanish, that doesn't
tossing
work.
the gold coin pouch up.
You're tossing the gold. You're going to turn and see. Alëna, are you still a bird? Okay. So
Still a bird until further notice.
I'm picturing Tereza, Bastien, or probably Tereza, Rainald, and Alëna in bird form, Scooby-Dooing around the corner. Just
Yeah, Alëna is just perched on whoever's like
probably
the
Rainald's head.
top of the two.
Yeah.
I was gonna say maybe Tereza. She might be the top. You know.
She's not the tallest,
Tereza
but she
likes
is the
the
top.
top. Yeah, Tereza
Yeah,
likes the top.
exactly.
Okay.
But yeah, just crow head with glowing eyes coming out from around the corner.
Oh,
Did you get it?
Did you get it?
what was I supposed to get? Oh, the Holy Grail. Yes, that's not what they were guarding.
Well, what were they guarding?
What were they guarding?
They were guarding a bunch of orders and I don't know, in a language I couldn't read. There was like a box inside of a box. No Holy Grail. It seems that our guide put us in danger for nothing.
Of course he did.
If it was the Holy Grail. Well, I probably would either be off into the night or immediately suggesting we need to keep it away from Goratrix.
Well, if we do find the Holy Grail, I'm going to shove it so far up his asshole.
Well, he doesn't. Don't shove
I'm sure
something
he
up
could make-
there while keeping the. Anyways, if the Grail. Now the question is, do we fuck with him a little and make
Oh, I
it
think
seem
we should.
like we?
I think we
got the
should.
I tried to be as low key. Just seemed like one of them, the guards will be sleeping. The other one, came out to get some air and fainted, and but I think I've covered my tracks enough that, well, we should just be able to. Pitchforks and torches won't be pushing us out of the town, hopefully.
Very good. Very good.
Oh, I wanted the Grail so bad.
Do you
Oh,
head back? Do you head back inside? And how are you all spending the remainder of the night?
how much time is left?
By your count, probably three hours before you will start feeling the dawn prickle you.
I must feed. I'm... All of my... Oh, right. I'm very, very wounded. Yes, Well, I'll be knocking on Hell's door if I don't make sure that I'm a little better fed. Is this tavern probably the best place for me, or should I... Would it be suspicious for me to...
I think a bunch
I
of
think we're
Templars
fine.
on high alert.
Well, if
We
he
should be
didn't steal
fine.
anything, then there's no reason why
They
should
didn't
come
see
after us.
me. So let us,
Wait, did you take anything?
I would tell you. Obviously.
Of course. Then there's no reason we have to worry.
But if any of you have a wooden cup, or I'm telling you, if we had learned some of those illusions from our staked friend, think of all the jesting we could do. Alas.
I think it's still too dangerous to leave an enemy behind us. But that's my vote.
Well, that's why we bring them with us. Then we're not leaving an enemy behind us. But they would be angry. All right. Let's go pretend a normal cup somewhere. Do you have any fancy mugs, or
I probably do.
do you want to go tell Goratrix that it's the Grail?
Yes, very much so.
Rainald?
I think I'll pass on this one.
Oh, come on. I think it should be you that gives it to him.
No, Bastien, you should. You're the one that found it. You're...
Just don't announce it too loudly. The Templars might hear.
All right, let's... Well, they don't have the Grail, so why would they be looking for one?
Well, why don't
All
we
right.
go grab him and bring him to the stables? That way it's more convincing, not just brazenly going into the tavern and going, oh yes, we found the Grail.
Good idea. I'll wait here and try to strike an intriguing pose. Oh, and this guy, he'll be waking up soon, and he'll wander back to the others. He didn't see anything. He was checking up on his checking up on his comrade to make sure that he was feeling well. That's right.
So what do you do?
And I should check. I'm gonna go check up on Lena.
Teresa's gonna go find a goblet of hers that Goratrix probably hasn't seen, hopefully, and try and, like...
He does have
make
a
it look
photographic
pretty.
memory of all of your possessions. So it's going to be difficult, but I think you can manage.
I'm gonna just go back in and sit down beside Gordrix. And
What did I miss?
oh, Lena was just tired, so she's gone to bed.
All right.
I believe we should see the others shortly. I'm surprised. I suppose Bastien must be successful as, well, strange that we haven't heard too much from him.
Yes, a bit worrisome.
I feel like if he were to botch this, it would be very loud
Yes.
and obnoxious.
Oh, absolutely. Loud and obnoxious are
He's
specialities.
quite skilled when he wants to be.
Oh, of course. Tereza, do you give Bastien one of those cups? Or do you bring it in?
I don't. She'll give Bastien the cup when they get to the cart.
All right. So, Bastien, you're gifted one of these wooden cups. What do you do?
Going to drape it in a humble cloth. So that it is hidden from obvious sight. And await for the others.
Tereza will go into the tavern, very hushed and very kind of pretending to be like urgent, and go up to the table and go, "Come to the stables now. Bastien wants to show us something."
Well, I'm convinced. He stands up and follows you out.
I will follow as well.
Out in the stables. Bastien, what are you doing?
Is Alëna Crow still? Or
Alëna
when the
Crow
group
has,
dispersed, did they?
Alëna is going off to feed because she's like, I've handled this situation and now I'm hungry.
Oh, lucky. Come back and let me know if there's extra. I mean...
All right.
Oh,
Alëna,
the sideways
in
head
Crow-
tilt means I did really bad.
Well, in Crow, back to Bastien, which he doesn't understand, is, yes, I know you were fucking a Templar. Why did you need to tell me again? Ah. And she flies off.
I like that crow. Oh, Lena's asleep. Put underneath her pillow. I shall place the tablets. Hee 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 hee. 1 and 2 and like Schrodinger's tablets, I only know how many there are when I'm placing them.
As you're placing them, around the corner, you hear your friends arriving. You have enough time to scurry them away.
Scurry them away and get ready to present The Holy Grail.
They enter the stables. Goratrix's eyes darting back and forth. Bastien, you made it out. What did you find?
Only
Tell us.
exactly what we may have been looking for. A chest was under heavy guard and lock,
Yes.
but nothing that I can't handle.
Go on.
And, well, one of them, their names is Daniel, an appreciator of fine French poetry. Killer of men, seducer of men. Quite an interesting fat chap.
What of the Grail?
Oh, I may have something along the lines of a grail.
What else was in their collection?
Oh, a box, some writing, a shield, a love letter.
What else was in the... What else was in the Templar's possession, Bastien? This box, what was it?
Well, I suppose I've been suspenseful enough. I can see that I'm talking to the wrong crowd, so without further ado, well, I think it was Lady Tereza that had dibs, so to speak. And I'm going to kneel and bow my head and present the wrapped grail to Tereza.
So I mentioned in our private chat, Tereza is watching Goratrix for his reaction.
One moment. Okay. Was that all you found in the box, Bastien?
Like I said, there was some writing.
What of another box? A gilded box.
I opened it.
You opened it.
Was he not supposed to?
What was inside?
Well, and I hand the grail over to Tereza.
Isn't this what was supposed to be inside?
He looks at you, Tereza. And there is a look across his face that you have not seen since your early wedding days. a look of cruelty and a look of hunger. And one moment, please, while I make a self-control roll.
Oh no!
Wow, I'm pretty alluring.
No.
Alëna just off in the distance, flying as a bird.
I'm just looking for food.
Yep.
Do I appear to be a joke to you? Tereza, you are lurched off the ground from wherever you stand, your toes dragging as an invisible force grips you around the throat and pulls you to his hand. You think this is something to mock, something to make fun of? You lowly little peasant. You think just because a lord at some time spat into your gene pool that you are on the same level as a mage? I will not suffer your mocking tongue. And as he says that, you can see frenzy begin to push in at the corners of his eyes. His fangs descend.
I am going to... So is he saying this to me or to Tereza?
He's saying this to Tereza.
Oh, okay, because I can... Oh, okay, wait, sorry. That changes things. I was
Please.
just going to say... Oh, fuck, really?
Yeah.
I would like to try to
place a
Song of
hand on his-
Serenity him as well.
You may try.
If you can, I'm going to place a hand on his shoulder and say, "Oh, my, fuck, why not, my lord? This, though what you speak is true, this is beneath you, and I have
Okay.
that defrenzying." Oh my god, my stuff's all over the place. Uno momento.
Okay, that sounds good. I would like Song of Serenity at the same time from Tereza. So while you're looking that up, or Tereza, give me that. So I
Yeah,
believe
she's using intimidation. She's going to just
We have two
slowly.
different takes on this, huh?
Yeah, so I'm going to need, and by the way, I flat out failed my frenzy check for testing for humiliation.
I figured.
I rolled
Tereza's
many
gonna
ones.
say, "I've dealt with far more cruel men than you."
As you choke that out around your crushed tongue, can you please do me a favor and make me, oh boy, a manipulation and intimidation roll. Yep. Please try. This is an extended action.
Difficulty
Spending
7.
willpower. Yeah, difficulty 7. I'm spending
Peaceful
willpower.
touch.
Can I try to help her with something before she rolls?
No. You have no way of
Okay.
knowing that she's doing this.
Okay.
You can try
It's
to
an
help
extended
her.
roll, and she needs as many successes as he has willpower, which I'm assuming is a bunch.
I'm not
So-
telling you what number it is.
No, that's
So-
fair. I just assume mage
Ooh,
willpower.
good.
You know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So that's
The-
4 successes. Sounds good. What are you doing, Bastien? You're doing.
Yeah, apologies. I have it up in front of me now.
Please.
Peaceful touch. It's one of the Watcher
Oh, how does it work?
disciplines. And I spend a blood point. Ooh, don't have many of those. And a willpower. Ugh. Touches a foe. They can use it on the willing, but foes as well. And for 3 turns, the difficulty... If the target is a vampire, they see the difficulty of a Roshrek or Frenzy roll decrease by 2.
Okay.
And
if they're already
if they
in
have the
frenzy?
gift of sleep, or morphine blow, it increases the duration for 2 more turns.
Oh, nice.
So I guess it would decrease further. So for 5 turns, it would make the check easier, but he's already
Okay. Sounds good. Well, he's already on the brink, so go ahead and do that.
already on the blink. And I've said that. And there's something called Pariah's Caress. I'm going to spend a blood point as blood pools under my fingertips, and I'm going to touch a victim, smearing blood on them if possible. I roll manipulation and empathy, and each success extends the power's duration for another evening. So basically the difficulty of the target's social rolls increases by 1 as he finds himself within a miasma of annoyance and suspicion. Even mundane or positive acts draw significant negative attention, inspiring jealousy and causing every flaw to be scrutinized.
Oh, nice. Okay, so doing that.
Oh, manipulation plus empathy.
Okay, give me the roll.
So 4 additional evenings.
Damn. Okay. Rainald, are you doing anything? Or just hesitating?
I'm watching for the moment, seeing what everyone's doing.
Tereza. The blood recedes around his irises. A very funny joke. And you are dropped to the ground in a heap.
I'm going to laugh. Oh, you almost had us there. 2 Goretrix.
There was nothing else in the box aside from... Well, I don't think it's Christ's, but you're welcome to keep it as a souvenir. If you excuse me, the good humor has exhausted me. I think I shall prepare a sleep. And he will turn and walk back toward the tavern.
Perhaps this was one idea I should not have encouraged. I'm sorry.
Oh, my dear Rainald. I think this just brings the rest of us closer in our mutual feelings towards our new friend.
He's no friend. We may be called them, but that look in that eyes is one I experienced when I was human, by a human. He is a monster, truly.
I must warn you two of something. Maybe it was... I wanted to resolve that fight with the Romani and her companions and was compelled to strike at her instead.
See, this is why I did initially want to support him. The elders have far too much say over what we do. Even Vikos sent us on this suicide mission. I saw this as an opportunity to try and find a way to break that kind of control, because if we can break the control that his lord has on him, maybe we can do it for ourselves and be free.
Well,
I think this one, however, is far too dangerous to play with.
well, I like my sire, but I'm sure you'll have your reasons to break free. My sire, yes.
I don't think that Rykos has the best intentions for any of us getting us to do such a task. That potentially makes them an enemy.
I'm going to... Before I feed on Lena, I need to disappear somewhere and fetch a snack. I'm a little under the weather myself. Oh. When it comes to secrets, are fewer better than... The fewer people that know, the better, correct?
Yes.
Oh. Well, maybe there was something else in that box. But I didn't say anything. And if you don't know what it is until we're free of all of this, well, he doesn't need to know. Besides, he didn't like my joke. He said that it was funny, but I don't believe him.
Bastien, it was a good joke.
Well,
He's just a dick.
well, no wonder everyone wants him dead. Well, deader. Oh,
I want him to choke on his own.
well, he's probably one of the nicer of his clan.
On that note, we should hurry along our journey.
Yes.
Yes. If you excuse me, I've got a town guard or another Templar, another knight, to whisk away into the romantic night.
And as you bid each other farewell, to go feed and prepare for the next day, I think that's where we're going to call game for the night. All right, folks, so that is it. Once again, you progressed a paragraph. Inching
Yay.
through this
Game,
book.
good
Did
game.
it.
Good game, though. Good game.
Paragraph.
Wow,
it was a-
paragraph. Nice.
I know, right? So, folks, thank you for tuning in. Everybody here, do me a favor and take 5 XP, 3 from the chat, 2 from me. I also want to say, real quick before we head out, Kal, go ahead and give me a hunting roll. So give me a, we'll say, wits and stealth roll to see how you do for feeding. Because you're going to do your typical break and enter, drink a leper, or a leopard, the usual.
Sneaky. Oh, a leopard. Those are hard, much harder to catch.
Not if they're sleeping.
Everything sleeps.
As well, Chris can go ahead and make me a hunting check as well, going to the church. You can make me a charisma and theology check, or manipulation and theology, your choice, to see what you would like to do. And do you... I guess you're pretty full up there, Robin, with that extra 6 blood you just took.
What?
Yeah, I'm only like 4 down.
Okay, yeah, she just found it on the ground, Cal. That's fine. All right,
Yeah,
so
okay.
Oh, she
it up.
found it on the ground. Yeah.
give me those rolls.
Someone dropped their blood.
So Chris, do it at difficulty 8 because it's like in the middle of the night, and confession at like 3 in the morning.
Oh, I was thinking, see if anyone wanted a private confession session from the inn, like with all the Templars around.
Okay, cool. Give it to me at, give it to me at 8 regardless because they're very resistant.
It's gonna be 1. It's gonna be 1 regardless.
1 success. Okay. So
One
go
10.
ahead. All right. So you are going to be able to. Are you just taking a snack?
Yeah, just maybe 2 or 3. Yeah, let's go 3 because then I get
All right.
4.
3 it is. And Bastien, what'd you get?
All right. I have instinctive specialty under wits, so I don't know if I re-rolled any 10s.
I'll say you do for this. You're basically just doing a snatch and grab.
All right. Oh, I only rolled a 2 on that. Oh, question. If you roll a 1 after you roll like a 10, does that still...
No, we just forget about it.
Oh, okay. 3 successes.
3 successes. That sounds really great. You can take... Are you planning to kill anybody?
No, he wouldn't. Bastien wouldn't do that.
Okay. Then enjoy having up to 6 points of blood added to your sheet.
Ooh. All right, 2/3 of the way to full.
2/3 of the way to full, which is where you want to be. But where we want to be is right with you folks, is we're going to be back in 2 weeks. We are moving Vampire the Transylvania Chronicles to a bi-weekly schedule because it seems like that's what we were aiming for by accident anyway. We're hoping the game will be a little more stable and a little more constant. But if you like World of Darkness games, be sure to be here every other Wednesday night as Mage the Ascension, the Victorian Age, moves to the opposite Wednesday. So we're now doing World of Darkness Wednesdays here on Dork Tales. So be sure to join us on February 12th for Mage the Ascension, the Victorian Age, Death on the Empress Express, as we finally get on the damn train. And we'll be back in 2 weeks with the potentially ultimate episode of this campaign, Chronicle thingy. So come see us next episode. It'll be fun. For you and for me. Maybe not for them.
It's fine.
Hey, and if you
That
like World
sounds
of Darkness
fantastic.
games, there are 3 new Mage the Ascension games that are hitting our Patreon this year, so you definitely want to consider joining it. They are all going to be fantastic. They're all set in different eras, places. They're really high concept and a lot of fun. And it's pretty cheap. It's cheaper than a coffee at Starbucks, depending on where you live. And I would really appreciate it because it helps keep the channel going. Join the Patreon, like our wonderful divine producers, my mom and Shaikon de Vermilion, our demonic producer, Sorcerer Sanguine, our wizards of the Patreon, Tammy the Forever Cleric, the Ink Goblin, Karasha Urquhart, and Big Nut, our monster makers, Soul Omen and Larouk, and our High Council, Terran, Amberthist, Raven with Baubles, Chef Aladeth, Mike Baxter, Brian Kaler, Nerdy Metal Gent, Grumpy Owl, Cody, David Prophet, and Andrea Gresham. And thanks to everybody else who's on the Patreon. A couple of fun notes as we continue to fill the Patreon. At 200 paid patrons, because we just broke 175 last month, if we hit 200 paid patrons in a month of any tier level, then I will run a daytime game of the Patreon's choice, which can be anything from any pre-written module, just to make my life a little easier. Anything from Dungeons and Dragons to it could be things from the World of Darkness. I could run the Giovanni Chronicles, maybe not during the day, but I could. Or a number of other pre-existing chronicles that exist in the world of darkness. At 225 patrons, Jen has agreed to run another Mage of the Ascension game. And at 250, I will run whatever the Patreon votes on. I'll put all the games that I'm interested and capable of running in there, between like 10 and 20 options. And the one with the most votes, I will run something, and it'll be amazing. But you're also going to get an Exalted game that Cal's going to run, because at 250, he's going to come in and run 2 games at once, like a maniac. Just double barrel, just pew, 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 pew.
If we're really like hurting, there's a sliding scale for that, like maybe 230 or meet in the middle. So,
Maybe,
what's in the middle of 225 and 250? We'll see.
237 and a half.
That's the number.
That's the number, 237
and a half.
All right. So, please join the Patreon. We love you very much. And we will be back in 2 weeks for Vampire the Masquerade, the Transylvania Chronicles, episode 17. The Tremere. Good night, everyone.